I don't talk about this night much, not because I've forgotten, but because I can't forget. It still creeps into my dreams, trees whispering in a language I wasn't meant to hear, and the sound of bare feet dragging through dead leaves. This happened in 2019, and I swear to God, every word is true. I was 22, fresh out of college, full of stupid confidence, and obsessed with urban legends. That's how I ended up in Black Hollow Forest, just outside Oregon. You won't find it on Google Maps anymore. Locals stopped going there decades ago. They say it's cursed, that people who camp there don't always come back the same, if at all. So, of course, I had to see for myself. I arrived around 6 p.m. It was fall. Orange leaves, cold wind, and a gray sky that felt heavy. No cell service, no other campers, just me, my tent, a flashlight, and a cheap camcorder I brought to document everything. By 8 p.m., I had a small fire going and started filming. I'm in Black Hollow, the forest where 3 hikers vanished in 1998, I said into the camera. Let's see if the ghost stories are real. I wish I hadn't said that. Around 10 p.m., the fire was dying, and I started hearing things. Not animals, not wind. It was whistling, low, tuneless, and wrong, like someone imitating a human, but not quite getting it right. I stood up with my flashlight and shined it into the trees. Nothing. But the whistling stopped the moment I moved. When I sat back down, it started again, closer this time. At 11:30 p.m., I saw it. Between 2 trees, about 20 feet away, stood a tall, thin figure. No flashlight, no gear, just standing still, watching. I froze. "Hey!" I called out. It didn't respond. When I shined the light on it, it was gone. No sound, no movement, just vanished. I ran into my tent, zipped it up, and tried to convince myself it was a trick of the dark. I should have packed up right then. It was past midnight when I woke to footsteps circling the tent. Slow, heavy, dragging slightly, like one leg wasn't working properly. Then came the breathing, low and wet, like someone was inches from the fabric, inhaling me. I held my breath. I didn't dare move. And then I heard it whisper, "You shouldn't be here." My heart stopped. I didn't imagine that. I know I didn't. Suddenly, something scraped down the side of the tent. Slow, deliberate. Then slash, a long rip across the side. I screamed and scrambled out the back, shining my flashlight around. Nothing, just the trees, now swaying violently, though there was no wind. And then I heard it again, the whistle. Except now, it was behind me. I ran. I don't know how far I ran, maybe a quarter mile, before I stumbled into a small clearing. In the middle stood a dead oak tree, twisted and black like it had been burned. And hanging from it was a woman, or what used to be one. Her head was tilted to one side, eyes wide open, mouth frozen in a silent scream. She wasn't rotting. She was dry, like her soul had been sucked out. Below her, etched into the bark, "You see them. Now you belong." I turned and ran again, no sense of direction, branches clawing my face. At some point, I tripped, blacked out, and woke up to sunlight and the sound of birds. I was back near my car. No scratches on the tent, no sign of the oak tree, no woman, just the camcorder lying outside the tent. I checked the footage later. Most of it was static, but for 5 seconds, at 12:47 a.m., the camera captured something. A figure, leaning over the tent, thin, bone-white arms, a smile too wide, and empty eyes. It wasn't human. The timestamp flickered, then cut to black. I deleted the file. I deleted everything. But sometimes, when I'm alone in the dark, I swear I hear it again. That broken, soulless whistle. If you ever find yourself near Oregon and someone mentions Black Hollow Forest, don't go looking for it. Some legends are real, and some places never let you leave, even if you think you made it out. It started as a solo hiking trip in late October. I wanted isolation, nature, peace. After 6 hours of trail walking, a sudden fog rolled in, thick and blinding. I could barely see 5 feet ahead. That's when I saw the sign nailed to a birch tree. Wicker Hill, shelter available, 0.3 miles. I should have ignored it, but the fog felt alive, like it wanted me to stay lost. So I followed the sign. It appeared like something out of a dream or a nightmare. A small, wooden cabin, weathered by time. One window cracked, chimney bent, door barely hanging. But it was shelter, and I was tired. Inside, it was dark and musty. Cobwebs clung to the corners, and the only furniture was a dusty chair and a mirror nailed to the wall. But strangely, the mirror wasn't dusty. It was clean, like someone had just wiped it. I tried to laugh it off and unpacked my sleeping bag. Around 9 p.m., the fog was so thick it had pressed against the cabin windows like wet cotton. I lit a candle and sat in silence. That's when I heard it. Knocking. But not from the door, from inside the room. I turned, and the mirror shook slightly. Just once. Then I saw it. For a split second, the reflection wasn't mine. It was me. But smiling. Wide. Too wide. And my eyes were pure black. I spun around. No one was there. But the candle went out. I tried to sleep. I tried telling myself it was just tiredness. But I couldn't ignore the whispering. Soft. Like someone standing inches from my ear. Let him in. It came from the mirror. I grabbed my flashlight and pointed it directly at it. And I swear, I saw fingertips on the other side. Pressing, scratching, smiling. I backed into a corner, trying not to blink. That's when the door creaked open. A figure stepped into the room. Same clothes, same face, same hair. It was me. Except this me was soaking wet, like he'd crawled through a swamp. His eyes were wrong, hollow, dead. He grinned. "You look tired," he said in my voice. "Let me take your place, just for the night." I screamed and threw my flashlight. It passed straight through him. I bolted from the cabin, into the fog. But no matter how far I ran, every direction looped back to the same spot. I must have circled that place 5 times. On the 6th, the door to the cabin was already open, and someone was waving at me from inside. It was me, again. But this time, he wasn't alone. Behind him were others, more versions of me, each with decaying faces, all smiling. I collapsed in the dirt, sobbing, begging. "What do you want?" I asked the fog. The cabin door creaked louder. A voice whispered from everywhere and nowhere. "Trade. One night. One soul. Always has been." I didn't know what that meant, but I screamed, "I refuse. I want to leave." And then, just like that, everything went dark. I woke up in my sleeping bag, outside the cabin. No fog, no voices, clear sky. The cabin was still there, but the door was gone. No opening, no mirror, I left immediately. Didn't stop walking until I reached the ranger station 12 miles away. They told me something strange. That Wicker Hill cabin burned down in 1964. Lightning strike. 3 hikers died inside. They say it happens again, every October. A traveler finds a cabin in the fog, spends the night, and isn't the same after. It's been a year. I'm home now, but I've covered all the mirrors in my apartment. Because one night, brushing my teeth, I saw something. My reflection blinked, but I didn't. He was smiling, and now he doesn't go away. I was 29. My wife Anna and I bought the place after getting tired of the city noise. Quiet neighborhood, big yard, lots of trees. It felt like the kind of place you'd grow old in. The realtor didn't mention anything weird, but our neighbor, a guy named Mr. Langley, did say one odd thing during move-in. If you hear knocking at night, don't open it. She doesn't like that. We laughed. We thought it was just an old man trying to spook the new couple. We should have listened. 3 days after we moved in, it started. A soft knock on the front door. 3 slow taps. I checked the clock. 3:00 a.m. sharp. I peeked through the peephole. Nothing. Stepped out on the porch. No wind, no person, no car. Just silence. I went back to bed, annoyed. The next night, same knock, same time. No one there. Then it kept happening. Every night. On night 6, I set up a motion sensor camera outside. I wanted proof. 3:00 a.m. came. The knock happened. Next morning, I checked the footage, and my heart nearly stopped. There she was, standing perfectly still. Long black dress, pale skin, head tilted slightly. And she had no face, just smooth skin where eyes, nose, and mouth should be. But what chilled me most? The timestamp said 2:59 a.m., but the knock came at 3:00. She had already left when I heard it. Anna started waking up screaming. She was in the room, standing over me, whispering. She described the same woman from the video. Faceless, silent, cold. I didn't tell her about the footage. I didn't want to scare her more. We called a priest. He came, blessed the house, said a few prayers. That night, the knock was louder, like she was angry. Mr. Langley left a note in our mailbox. No envelope, just 5 words. Don't open. Never open it. There was something else scribbled beneath it, barely legible. She comes for reflection. She knocks to be remembered. That line stayed in my head. I didn't understand it then, but I do now. On the 10th night, I'd had enough. I was exhausted. My wife couldn't sleep, and I couldn't take that knock again. 3:00 a.m. Knock, knock, knock. I stood at the door, hand trembling on the doorknob. Anna whispered from behind me, "Don't, please." But I opened it. There was no one on the porch, just fog, cold and dense. But when I turned back to look at Anna, she was gone. I called her name, ran through the house. Nothing. Then I heard the knock again, from inside. 3 taps, coming from our hall mirror. I approached slowly. The glass was fogged from the inside. When I wiped it, I saw Anna, trapped in the reflection, mouth open in a silent scream, and standing behind her, the woman. She touched the glass from inside, and my lights flickered violently. For the next 3 nights, I didn't sleep. No knock. But on the 4th night, it came again. 3:00 a.m., this time from every mirror in the house. Kitchen, bathroom, closet, bedroom. I covered all of them with sheets. But I know she's still there. And Anna never came back. No one believes me. They think she left, ran away. But I see her every night. She's behind the glass, still knocking. I haven't answered the door in months, but last night, something changed. The knock came at 2:59 a.m., and this time, a voice followed. "It's your turn now." This morning, I found a note under my door. It was written in Anna's handwriting. "The mirrors are doors. She walks backward through them. Don't let her reflect you." I don't know what it means, but tonight is night 33, and the knock is coming again.